I do not
Mhm.
mind.
I appreciate that, brother.
I do not mind. Father God, we come to you today asking for you to bless this meeting, give us the insight, the wisdom, the knowledge that we need to make the right decisions to really help the youth be the change agents that we often talk about. Continue to bless us on our jobs and future endeavors that we do, and continue to cover our families in love and continue to guide us the way that you want to. God, we just right now we take all of the plans that we're going to put together and we commit it to you. Oftentimes, we make plans and we execute those plans and we don't really ask you. We just go on the fact that you blessed us with the knowledge to be able to do it. So any plans that we put together going forward, we recommit back to you to drop down divine blessings and wisdom that we execute it properly and that the person that is edified is you at the end of all of this. So it's in your son Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I like that. Yes. Turn it back over to him. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yes. Yes, we are heading into week 2 of the fall business and entrepreneurship cohort. It is Monday, October 9th. I'm J.R. Dawkins. Does anyone motion to start our board meeting officially?
I motion.
And I second it.
Andre motions. Dr. Chastity Kennedy seconds. All
Yeah.
right. So right, it's coming. We're almost there.
I received that.
Soon come, soon come.
All right. So starting off with celebratory announcements. I guess by Mrs. Tiana Garner celebrating her husband's birthday tonight. So they out there having a good time. And we had another successful kickoff last week for business and entrepreneurship. We actually had Rosie's out there, boots on the ground, Monday and Tuesday, grounding up the last groups of students, getting
I know
them
that's right.
virtually
I'm a
signed
hustler.
up. Look, it only took you 2 days, Rosie. You got like 30 kids. See?
Man, it's crazy.
Visiting the schools. You did just Jersey, right? Or did you go to the Bronx too?
No, I didn't do the Bronx this year. But yeah, I did
Um,
Jersey. I did a
so
couple visits to both schools.
Rosie walking in her CEO full-time role out there.
Man.
Uh, we received our vendor number. Go ahead, Dre.
Burp, burp. Yeah, yeah, do it, Drake. Burp, 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 burp. I can't even do it like that.
So this is the
I was trying to
New York.
make it lengthy.
Is it New York State? It's New York State or city?
The New York and DOE, so city.
New York City DOE vendor number. So just to reiterate for the recording, Rosie, what does this now unlock for S.O.A.R having this New York DOE vendor number?
Yes, JR, I'm glad you asked. So, we actually get to we can work now in the DOE, and Chastity can kind of help elaborate a little bit since she now is, I don't know if she's New York DOE, but she is a part of the DOE in the New York system. But anyway, we are now able to offer our programs to any of the high schools there in New York City, but like any borough
Oh,
citywide. Yeah. So what that means is that even, let's just say, even if we don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to teach the classes in person, because that's essentially what they're looking for, we can do like a train the trainer or teach the teacher type of thing, where we teach them our curriculum. Obviously they would have to sign an MOU, they would have to sign, which is why we've been stressing lately, or just been stressing, the proprietary statements that we keep on our, in our presentations. So make sure you guys are doing that. But making sure that we cover our ends and for our curriculum. So we basically are allowing them to use our curriculum, or we bring our curriculum in and we teach it to the students. So a lot of the schools, they want to offer these programs, but they don't want to do the work, right? They don't want to put the curriculum together. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's something that already works and they just got to pay for it and they already have a budget in place, and they don't have to do it, that's essentially what they're going to do. So that's kind of like where we are now. So we can go in and propose now that we have our vendor number in hand. We can go in and propose like, yo, we got this, we got this program. It's super duper dope. You know what I'm saying? We were offering it virtual, but now we're expanding our reach and we're able to offer it in person. And because we have insider connects, like with, our Chastity and my best friends, Josie and Derry, both being in the system. Derry's actually the one who pushed for our DOE to get expedited because it had been taking so long. And it literally got expedited. So because we have the insider, that insider connect as well, we're able to connect with schools and other programs who have already heard about S.O.A.R and want to jump on the bandwagon to offer our programs and have already offered to have their teachers on standby. If in the event we can't teach, they can have their teachers teach, and then we just put in a budget. So the down, I don't want to say downside, but the caveat to that is, unlike a contractor where you can actually ask for more money, as a vendor, you can only get up to 20 grand, right? Per school.
School year or
Per school. So that's the kicker. So there's the setback and then the kicker. So you can only get 20 grand per school, but you can get 20 grand per school. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Schools are, yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
Is there
Word gets
a,
Hold
is
on.
there
I
like
think
a
we
limit?
got Chastity and Chastity and Dre talking at the same time. What'd you say, Chas or Dre?
Chaz, go ahead.
No, I was just stating that with all the schools in New York City, once the word gets out about how amazing the program is, being in multiple schools shouldn't be an issue. So then
Right.
that's just 8,000 a pop.
Right.
and
Yeah.
then
And it's simultaneous.
is it indefinite time, meaning
Yeah, that's the
once the
question I was going
school
to
gets
ask.
it 20,000, is it just done for that school or is it per year? Like how is it?
No, we can offer it per year. We can offer it per series or per semester. Like, let's just say we have a cap, right? Because right now we have a threshold of like 20 students or whatever. Like, we'd have to work it out with the school to see how they would want to orchestrate, right? So how are we getting these students? How many students? We have a threshold of, let's just say, 20. Obviously
No,
they have a lot more.
no, I mean for the $20,000 cap, is that per year or is it like once the school has this
No, it's
program?
per program.
So if we have
Program.
business and
That's what
entrepreneurship,
I'm
once
saying.
we change it, if we have another version, will that be another
No, so
opportunity?
let's just say that's what I was saying. So if let's just say we, according to my understanding, it's if we offer the school the program twice a year, then that's twice we're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be to a different population, a different student population, right? Still high schools, but let's just say for the first series we're only doing freshmen and sophomores. Then the next series we're going to do seniors or juniors and seniors. You know what I'm saying? Like we can offer, it's per program. So
So
if we
each time we deliver it, that's the $20,000.
20,000, yes,
So we deliver it again, that's another $20,000.
yes,
2025 is okay.
yes.
I just trying to understand if it was like they buy it one time and we can never charge them again, the same school.
No, so that's the thing, and that's why we have to kind of figure out how they want to do it. Like, do they want us to extend it throughout the length of the semester, right? So or however I don't know what do they call it, semester in high school? I don't know. But like the kind of, yeah, like how we have the spring semester, fall semester. So do they want us to do it for the entire school spring year and then come back and do it again in the fall? Like those are the types of questions and information that I need to kind of gather from the schools. Because our program is 8 weeks, I know that in speaking with one of the young ladies who deals with the high schools or deals with the schools in DOE, she was saying that it's a program that they would want to have running throughout the like semester or whatever. So it may be where we would have to extend our classes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And make it
There's-
longer. Huh?
Extend
No,
the
I was just saying, right? Yeah, just extend the course.
Yeah, extend the course, not necessarily the classes, because
Yeah.
we could break the classes. So the classes are only what, 45? We would say like a class in school is like 45-minute session or something like that. somewhere around there, right? So then let's just say we have a 2-hour session like we do now, or hour and a half session. We would break that up and have that one class, but we would split it. And then we would, you know what I'm saying? So that it extends the length of the
Right.
semester.
And
You
it
know what I
might
mean?
and we'd have to figure out the cadence too, right? Like, would they be doing it once a week over the
Yes.
semester or
Yes.
twice a
Yes.
week?
Right.
Okay.
Correct. But that would help out even with Linden. I don't want to jump ahead because we're only doing celebratories right now, but yes, we'll talk about that too.
All right.
But that's further down. Sorry.
All right. Successful submission of 3 grants: EBC for the 10K, Wawa for the 2,500, and Invest in Others for 20K. Yeah.
Yes.
So congrats, S.O.A.R, rocking and rolling. Got a lot of activity going on in multiple areas here. And like I said, we're heading into week 2 of business and entrepreneurship. So we'll be doing applications of business and applications of entrepreneurship this week. That'll be with Professor Dre and Rainey.
JR, can you share your screen? I'm sorry, so we
Oh.
can all follow with you.
Sure. Okay. To go over the upcoming schedule. Chastity, you're up next for the 23rd.
So just real quick with the Invest in Others, this grant, Sierra's mom, Isabel, you know, she works in USB, I think it is, UBS, which is a financial institution. And so this grant is actually catered to those within the financial institution who want to highlight or identify nonprofit organizations that they want to put in for this grant. So it's up to $20,000, and anybody in a financial institution, to include Leon, can apply. So I applied on behalf of Leon for S.O.A.R, and she's going to apply on behalf of herself as a volunteer working under UBS for S.O.A.R. So that's 2 grant requests or submissions from 2 different financial institution representatives, if you will, for the same organization. So that's pretty dope.
Each submission could yield 20K?
No. So it would be either or.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, let's just say the more votes, the better kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wow, like this, you know, this one came in with, you know, Leon McCamry submitted and he's got a really strong submission. And, you know, yeah, that took me like 2 days to put that together because these grants are no joke. I did the Wawa one too. And then the EBC, obviously, you know, I work with Ellen to do that too. So, Ellen and I worked on the Wawa one, but I kind of redid it. But then the Invest in Others one, we worked on all of them. Let me put it that way. We worked on all 3, and I, you know, kind of just fixed it. So anyway, yeah. So this is like an opportunity for us to get recognized from both her and Leon. The submission deadline was for the 27th of October, but I submitted it on Friday. And so what I'm starting to do with these grants, depending on the amount, like if it's 20 or more, we're adding salaries to it, right? So me as a director, Ellen and Donna as administrative support, we're adding, you know, small salaries to that so that it can be included in the overall budget for said grant, right? Just depending on whatever the grant is. Anything that's like smaller than 20, we're not really bothering with. You know, but you know, we gotta, you know, start bringing in the money even, you know, for the work that we're doing. So just FYI for that. And we do have, you know, we have a budget. I think it's the same information that was submitted a while ago for us to review as far as like the budget and stuff, but you guys have access to all of that information. Even the grant information is all in the folder, so you guys can see what's been submitted and all that. But you know, that to me, I feel like that's going to be where we'll be able to both increase Ellen and Donna's, you know, stuff, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the financial aspect of it. But just, you know, FYI for the salary portion, anything that's over 20, 20 and over, we're going to be adding like small salary amounts too.
Okay.
So that is included in the budget.
Have you considered also including instructor
Yes.
salaries?
So the instructor salary is built in as well.
And then I guess the only difference would be is really for virtual instructors, right? Or both virtual in person. Like if you
No,
want.
so the in-person would be budgeted through the schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we would submit our budget and
Mhm.
what we would charge, and it would, you know, as long as it's within the the 20,000 parameters of the 20,000, then you know, and that's what, so it would basically emulate the same exact budget that I submitted for this Invest in Others grant. It would basically be the same thing for the schools, whether it's in person or virtual. As if we're teaching their students, it's going to be added to the budget.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okie dokie. All right, we got the dates for Q4 for meetings. Ms. Kennedy on the 23rd. Ms. Dawkins on the 6th of November. Dre on the 20th. Rosie's up in December the 4th, and then Leon and Rosie on the 18th of December. Rounds out the 2023 year. We're at the end of the year already. Pretty much. All right, moving on to new business. All right, so yeah. You up again, Rosie, the outcome of the meeting with EBC for the grant workshop opportunity.
That's why I was just texting Leon because
speak
well,
on
you know,
it.
he went. Yeah, he went. I mean, I don't mind speaking on it, but he had, you know, he's got first
We could circle
hand
back
knowledge.
to it.
Yeah. I'm just
So I'll share something. So I had a call today with this company dining with charities, and it's an interesting opportunity. I'm gonna look more into it. So basically they do what Groupon does. So they partner with whether it's a restaurant or an event space, you know, whatever kind of space that's in a retail space or service space. And similar to Groupon, you set up a deal via the platform, and then there's a split. So their main thing is 15% off the top of whatever is sold goes to a charity. So I was like, oh, we could do, you know, restaurants in Roselle, and, you know, S.O.A.R would receive a portion of the sales there. So basically how it is, we get restaurants signed up, and the attractive part for the restaurants, as they explain it, is unlike Groupon, which Groupon pays the vendor when people come back to the place. So if you buy a Groupon ticket, that vendor gets no money at that point. It's not until people actually go back to this place and scans their Groupon that the place will get paid. So they provide the value as soon as people purchase these deals. So literally, if you add this deal to the cart and we check out, then Beach Burger immediately gets, you know, the revenue from that right away. And then on top of that, they're giving 15% to charities. So it's an opportunity, and basically Rosie, like everyone here could technically participate, but we can try it out in Roselle and see how it works. And they encourage basically local restaurants partnering with local charities, so that way it kind of comes full circle, right? So in Roselle, we will look at, okay, what local restaurants are there, talk to them about doing the deals. It usually nets more for them as they get back 30% from the sale, so it covers their food costs, but it brings in more people to their venue, because this website is doing not only just purchases here, but they do like email blasts to the communities about the deal. So it's little lift on the restaurant's part. All they really got to do is agree to the terms and honor the coupons when people come in. similar to Groupon. So they are they're newish. I think they started last year. So they have 5 markets here and they're looking to build up more. So it's an opportunity. If all
Is this
works,
like a fundraising thing, or like how would this work? I'm sorry.
it's like Groupon. Think of it like Groupon. It's really like Groupon. So
Is this kind of similar to the restaurants.com? Remember how it'd be like $50 value, but it's only $25 to purchase, or in this, yeah.
Yep.
It used to be $20. Or depending on, the restaurant, it would be a little bit more, but it looks similar to that. I think it was called restaurants.com or something like that, where they have the same thing. I don't know if a portion of it was going back to charity, but yeah, it looks similar to that.
Yeah, I don't think charities is part of like the mainstay equation, but like that's what they're doing. So very similar. So we've seen it. So then the other thing is like anyone that signs up to be to onboard restaurants, you also get a percentage of sales. So really you're paying with time to introduce it to restaurants, to connect with the charities, and then once there's I think he said 4 to 5 restaurants in a market, then it goes live for the market. So it could be literally town by town, like this is happening in Roselle for S.O.A.R, this is happening in wherever. So yeah.
Okay. I think, yeah, sounds good. I just would have to understand how it works, or what we would need to do in terms of like marketing, promoting, all that stuff, whatever, or even making the contacts. Like, is there certain?
They have the contract stuff. We would just once it's live, we would co-promote. So if they send an email blast out, we would send to the crowd that makes sense, like the people that's in Roselle, that hey, there's this, kind of like our kids' schools did something like this for one night at the IHOP in Franklin Park, and they're like, hey, if you go here on this night, 10% of proceeds is going to go to the PTO of Franklin Park School. The difference with this is
I remember that.
it's not just one night. It's literally there'll be like 200 deals available, 300, like whatever the restaurant agrees to, and it'll be like all they do is buy the deals from here and go to the restaurant and redeem them.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think it would be a good fundraising event for us too, like to expand on our fundraising efforts.
Mm-hmm. So that is dining with charities. I could share more details on that, especially with you, Rosie, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and that might be something that we jump on the call with Donna and Ellen, because they do a lot of the marketing and stuff like that, promoting and all that. So they can kind of help us, put together some strategies, or and I actually have to send you what Donna put together for the what is it, the matching. She put together a campaign already. Okay. So yeah, of course, based on your recommendation, she put something together already. I haven't gotten to look at it just because I've been busy today, but yeah, she did. She sent that to me, so I'll forward that to you so you can look at it too and see if that's what you were like looking for. Yeah, she was on it, so I'll send that.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we have work in progress, website updates, prospect donors, sponsors, instructor newsletter editions, gala. That's connected to what you're doing with Donna, right?
I'm sorry, which one is it?
The work in progress for website.
Oh yeah, those are just all the things that we'll be touching on in the upcoming books.
Okay. All right, so upcoming interviews. Which one?
Yeah, so real quick, I don't know if you guys saw the email that came in from Tap into Roselle.
Mm-hmm.
But they sent an email out, and We had an interview with them once before. I don't know if you guys remember, and it was kind of put on blast for all of Roselle and all the local towns within Union County. And so they reached out to us today to ask if they could do another interview. Now, I don't know if this interview is going to come with the cost because, you know, you asking us to do an interview and then you want us to pay for it. I don't know that that's going to work, but we'll see. I'm going to reach out to her. Yeah. So our councilman, Council Fortuna, he actually recommended our organization, and so this is the email she reached out to us about. But then she attached their price list, and yeah, and so that changes the dynamics a little bit if you asking us to do an interview for us and then you want to charge us for it. So, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I can actually do this myself. I can go tap into a JR. I don't know if you tried it or if you looked into it, but remember when I was telling you guys, every county has a tap into. And so like tap into I don't know, where you guys live, Somerset, right? You have either it's by county or by city or borough or whatever. So Roselle has a tap into, but it goes, but it's really filtered or really rather under the auspices of that county. So in our case, it would be under Union County, right? But this one will be specific to like Roselle residents and stuff. Basically, kind of like how you were saying with the fundraiser, how it's it's catered to that population. But then like I can go in, I can request. Toya says she gets the notification, so I can go in. And you go in. We can any of us can. If we all go in and we write up an article, so there's certain questions that you have to ask, and then it'll ask you. It starts out at like $25 to put in an article, to submit an article. And that could be anything. Like y'all probably see a whole bunch of stuff, like emails coming through with all these news articles and stuff like that. You can actually submit an ad yourself. And that's what I'm working on now. I haven't finished it yet, but it goes from $25 and each additional population, I guess you would say. So like that would just be for Roselle. But let's say I wanted to add Roselle and Linden, or Roselle, Linden, and Raleigh. I would pay $25 per population or per county or town or whatever. And then that article would go to those individuals in that particular city, town, county, whatever. So I got to talk to her and ask her if this is kind of like the same concept. And again, JR, you can, this is more of up your alley when it comes to like the whole marketing packages and stuff like that. This looks different from what I'm referring to, but it's also this, in terms of the article itself, that I can do we can all do on our own. Like it really just putting information in about S.O.A.R, and then you basically just write up what you want people to know about S.O.A.R. So, and then you pay the fee, $25, and then each additional, county or city or borough is an additional 25. And then once you hit submit, that goes out like an actual article, like a news article. And then people in that particular area will get it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that I'm gonna reach out to her this week and ask, for more details on that. But then we met I think Toya and Tiana may have met this young lady. I don't recall meeting her, but she got our card and she said she spoke to one of our representatives at our table during the Sister in Business Expo. And they have their own podcast and their own YouTube channel, and something else. And they do interviews and stuff like that. And right now they're kind of trying to build up their own reputation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so they're, right now they're doing all their interviews for free. And so they loved what S.O.A.R was doing. They spoke with whoever they spoke with, because I know she didn't speak to me. And she was like, I love what you guys are, like what you stand for, everything about you. I want to do an interview. We won't charge you a thing for it. Like, I just need you to send me the information. Have not yet done that, but I did have a conversation with her and I am going to send her information. Toy, I don't know if you recall, she said they were walking around recording people and okay, there you go. So recording people and, all that good stuff, whatever. And they had a camera crew with them and all of that. So they do the editing of the, the interview. They include some, snapshots of our organization and whatever else, they want to help us market. and that's essentially what they're, what they're looking to do. So that's a second interview that we're looking to do. So
Okay.
there's that.
So I mean, yeah, ideally we get to the place where there's some I guess outlets that's showing up at S.O.A.R events, and they just out there reporting live on the scene.
Right.
Um,
That's the goal.
is Donna and Ellen on a social, are they tagging Jersey News on like hashtags when you post?
I don't know, but I do. I usually tag ABC and 7 on your side, ABC News, 7 on your side, and a couple others. But I've been asking Donna to tag a lot more. I've asked her, so you guys probably have seen a lot more tags coming your way.
Mhm.
So she's been tagging, everybody, and I've asked her to start tagging like different organizations, So yeah, she's been doing that. And then also, if you guys, once you get it, if you can share and tag, that would be good.
Yeah, have her also do hashtag NJ News and NJ News 12.
Okay. Well, it's recorded, so she'll
All
see
right.
this. But Donna, note to self.
All right. All right. Leon, I know you just joined. Are you in a space to talk about the grant workshop from EBC, or you need a little more time?
No, it's fine. I'm right in front of Dollar Tree. I just got here, but yes, picking up some doggy bags, but take it off the record. Yeah, so the grant, it was nice. So when I got there, it was a full house. It was different age groups, different organizations, mostly from New York. So I think I was probably one of the few ones that was from New Jersey. I think I was the only one from New Jersey, actually. And it was a mixture of like church, nonprofits, and it was a whole bunch, but not all of them were associated with the business. So what they did, they wanted to videotape this experience. So every year, he said that they normally do it an option as far as virtual, like a virtual option to do this type of meeting that that was assigned. But this year, he said that Kevin wanted to do it. He spoke to the pastor. He said, I want to do an in-person meeting, kind of trying to get more in touch feeling, more personal feeling, and kind of explain it more, our mission behind why we do this. He said, I don't think people really understand. They probably read it, but they probably don't even, really understand like our mission, why we do this. So make a long story short, he says that this church, what they do is they all the money that they donate is money that they tithe from from what they receive from their congregation. So this year alone, they were tithing 10%, which was 450,000. So that means that they got, you can imagine what they got for their full value, right? So they tithing 450,000. I was like kind of blown away by that. I was like, wow. He said, we telling the saints to tithe 10%. He said, the church should do the same thing. So they should tithe, whatever they receive, tithe 10%. And he said, what we do, we give it back, to the community, and it's also a smart thing. You work in the financial, it's a smart thing because also it helps out with taxes as well for you as far as like return and stuff like that. But anyways, so he said, out of that 400,000, what we try to do is that we try to give, we want to, give. So, the first year, like we did, he said you can apply for up to 3,000 or 3,500, and then 5,000, and then the second year you can do up to 10,000. Not saying that's what you're going to get, but he said, but you can apply for it because you've been in good faith. So he kept on using us as a reference, like throughout the whole entire meeting. He was like, yeah, because S.O.A.R, and because S.O.A.R. Now, Leon, can you elaborate S.O.A.R? And everything was like S.O.A.R, S.O.A.R. So everybody kept looking back. It's like, who's this S.O.A.R guy? So I'm like, I have my hand up. Like, Leon, can you put your hand up? I was like, yes. So then I kind of elaborated, on as far as like the experience and what we
Superstar
use the
status.
funds for, but it felt good because, he acknowledged. And then I think, Jay's on here, right? So he gave big shout outs to Dre. Say, He said, I have a great relationship with Dre. Like Dre gets me involved in everything. Like, and sometimes he said, he said, I know everything that they're doing because they keep me connected. I haven't made any of the events yet. He said, but I do plan on going. He said, every time there's an event that I want to go to, there's always something that happens. And he mentioned the Rock the Block. He said, no, they had a Rock the Block. He said, I wanted to go to that, but he said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. He said, but the reason why, a lot of times these organizations get selected is because I know what their mission is. He said, it's not like they just write in it and we don't know. I actually know what their mission is. So he said, it's not always guaranteed, but he said, but it does help when you're sitting around when we're on the table and they want to know, okay, who we're going to give this year. Most likely, it's going to be the ones that are communicating. And he says, always good to have some like an outlet or have that person that is connected to. And I just found out that he is the what I said, baby, he was for the board again. I forgot. I think the terminology.
chairman.
The chairman. So he's the chairman. So which is great. I was like, wow, okay, so that's even better, And then
Hey, Leon, you want to know something funny?
What's up?
And then I'll let you continue. He's been the chairman this whole time. I had no idea. Because I congratulated in the morning when you told us in the text. I said, well, congratulations on the position of chairman. He said, well, it's not a new position. I've been chairman for the last 3 years. I was like, wow, I didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but back to you, Leon. Back to you, Leon.
That's hilarious.
Dope,
but
Dre. Yes.
But you know what I mean? But he said, look, he mentioned this. He said, after we give the grants, we sometimes what we do on the first Sundays, we do testimonial, and it's with videos. He said, if I don't have an updated video, he said, I reach out to Dre, say, Dre, I need a video. And he said, it could be like randomly, I need a video. And guess what? Dre would do a video, hand it to me, and it's being played. He said, so if people are going to receive this, or if you're going to be selected, yes, most likely a person like that would be selected. So make a long story short, I asked even with the internship, I said, this is something that we're doing that's new, and we, we did a fundraiser, and also some of our funds were also used. It was kind of, we used some of S.O.A.R's funds. I said, so would you guys consider doing that outside of the grant that you guys offer? And at first they were like, no, it's only the grant. But then one of the board members was like, you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you. He said, if we believe in the mission, right, and we believe in what you guys are doing, he said, I advise you to call us directly and let us know, what's going on, what's taking place. He said, because sometimes we get a surplus. So not only the 450, sometimes we might get a bonus. And not only that, he said the pastor has discretionary as well. His is separate from what I receive, or what, as far as what the chairman and the board utilizes and the trustees. So he said it's all about communication. If you communicate, he said, I'm not saying that we can fund the entire, interns, but maybe, if you have 8, he said, maybe we can fund 3 to 4, and we'll take care of it. So I was like, wow. I said, so he said, again, it's not like guaranteed, but he said, my suggestion is communicate, because you never know. It might be able to bless you in that sense.
Action shall receive.
Yeah. So, and that's really it. So it was a great experience. It was 2 hours. And they videotaped it too. So that was another thing. So it was videotaped. LJ, who was a S.O.A.R member as well.
Ambassador.
Ambassador, he behaved himself, you know what I mean? So he gave me 2 hours to be at this meeting. But it was a great experience. I got a chance, introduce myself to all of the rest of the board members. And something that they're going to do, something that's new. And with this, they want to include, it might happen next year. So how we right now we apply for the grant. And sometimes, they ask questions as far as updated paperwork. What they want to include now is just inviting the organization to meet with them and do a pitch. So same thing we teaching the kids is basically doing that in front of them. And then all the board members can ask questions then and there, sort of like waiting and calling and reaching out. Here, can you call S.O.A.R and find out this information? Basically doing everything that one day. And so we put our money where our mouth is, basically.
I thought that was what that trip was. It was just to learn.
It was just a learn. It was a learning. Basically, it was informational. And listen, and only that, they want us to recruit other members, because they said that a lot of times they have money left over, and they say, we feel like Santa Claus. We're trying to give money away. So it was like, well, then why you don't up the grant?
I was gonna say, just give us more.
Give
And it's because
more, right?
it's because of the way it's taxes. It's a whole lot of it's a lot with it. So it's like they put it at a capped amount, and they want to be able to spread it around. So they support not only these grants, but they also support like organizations in California and Jamaica and Haiti and different things of that nature. So it's a lot that they do and support. So
Can other churches apply for the grant? Like other.
Say it again. Yeah. So I was gonna say my olive should apply.
Yep.
Any nonprofit, if you're a nonprofit, they saying to apply. They say, you know what's hurting them is that their mission is to help Brooklyn alone. That's what their mission statement is to help out the community of Brooklyn. But they said that what hurts them, but it's not a hurt, is that most of their money is outside of Brooklyn. Like no one in Brooklyn is taking advantage of this. So they were trying to like spread the word. Can you please let people in Brooklyn know? Because people like S.O.A.R, they in Jersey. He kept on saying.
Well, not anymore, baby. We're in deal.
I said, look, we're not mad. Like, y'all not gonna take it. We're gonna take it. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that. Like, I need to, speak to Verna. Whoever apply for grants, like, they should include themselves around in those rounds. So they do a spring, summer, and winter rounds of that. So you can only apply for one only. So let's say that you do it in spring, you got to wait until your anniversary year to apply for the next one. Okay. But if there's anything outside of that, like I mentioned, you just got to communicate. Like we're doing an internship in Jamaica, we wanted to know, would you be able to contribute towards that? And they'll let you know, yes or no.
Right. Okay.
And that's it.
The head representation. All right.
Hey, Rosie.
That's right, baby. I love it. Yes, sir. Yes.
Quick question. What's the title of is vendor at the Department of Education for New York City, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yes. Yeah, let them know that too. We coming to a school near you.
I did. What triggered it is when he said they're trying to help Brooklyn. I was like, well, let me let him know we just got a DOE for the city of New York, which includes a Brooklyn.
All 5 boroughs.
Yep.
All of them.
We in there.
But Chastity, that's what I was going to ask you. I know you're part of the Long Island Department of Education, but they don't like connect, right? There's no connection.
She's doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing.
They are separate.
They're separate, right? So we would have to apply for like a separate vendorship for them.
Yeah, so that's my next thing. I need to find out what's the protocol out here because I haven't heard the language of vendor yet. But I can find out.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to, cast the net, you know what I'm saying, as wide as possible just to see. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. I know you had mentioned before, like even just in your transitioning, that it was different from the regular DOEs or the New York DOE. So, but yeah, that would be dope to know.
Let Chastity finish her paperwork. She just got the.
No, I do the paperwork. I just need to know if we got an in. Do we have an in? Because I'll do it. Listen, just y'all already know me. Just give me an in. That's all I need. So.
What about your friend Chastity that nominated you or something?
The what?
The person that like nominated you. For,
Right. So I know who to ask. So I just have to send out those emails. Cool. And just figure out, because I'm on the board, how does that work as far as me recommending S.O.A.R to the district? Like, is there a conflict of interest? Does it have to come from someone else? That I need to find out.
Okay.
You gotta go play golf with somebody, Chastity.
Yeah, either that or just finding out, like, just in general, okay, if we have if I know of a nonprofit organization who's trying to become a vendor, what's the process? Really, that's all it is. What's the process?
In the district, I would receive, oh goodness, okay. I would receive like flyers for things, even if it's like what was it? It was like a soccer team that wasn't connected to the school, but obviously there's a relationship if the school is recommending this soccer team. So right. Even that. Like how do we get their recommendation so that it goes out to the high school? There's only one high school.
Oh, okay,
So that it goes out here.
okay.
But there are
Yeah, let me,
one public high school, but like two charter schools out here.
You mean
and that's
just
K
for
through 12?
Hempstead?
Right in Hempstead.
Oh, just Hempstead. Okay. I was talking
Yeah.
about all of Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
All of Long Island. We
it'll
we
be
claiming all of it.
it'll be Nassau County and then Suffolk County, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey Dre, is there because I have another nonprofit organization. I guess I could talk to you separate offline, but is there a website just for the grant? Because I don't see that on the church on EBC's website. Is there like a separate entity or section for that?
I haven't seen one, but
Okay.
I asked him if it is. I haven't seen one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking through all their stuff. I don't see anything about the grant on here. So that's another thing. Like, how do people know about it? Unless it's like you know what I'm saying? Like word of mouth or
Pushed
insider
up
scoop
more.
or something like that. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
good
And
good
that
question.
could be an issue. That could be one of the issues is that people don't, well, we already know that's an issue. People don't know about it, but why they don't know about it? Because it's not
Yeah.
really publicly, publicized. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry. I was
Um,
just looking.
any other things here from the bullets you want to go over before we the Florida Youth Conference with Miss C? Or
I mean, yeah, it's just, I'm going to be heading out to Florida, this coming Friday. I'll be in Florida from Friday to Monday. I'll be, participating in a youth leadership conference with Miss Crystal Morgan, Miss C, and Cece, Sienna, um, on Saturday. So this coming Saturday, it's from like 9 to 3 or something like that. So we'll be representing S.O.A.R. She'll be, I think she's speaking anyway. But she had asked if I would be interested in doing a part of it for S.O.A.R. Just to kind of spread
Mhm.
the word, and also because we're now registered in the state of Florida, um, being able to kind of tap into that population there. So that's that.
Cool.
Keep you guys
And,
posted on that. Super excited.
and the SOAR end of year event was I thought we texted about it. Was there other details I have to go over? Changing it from the 22nd to the 23rd?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was talking and had it myself on mute. I was gonna say, so for those,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the slide
Oh,
you had.
sorry.
Oh, okay. So discuss. Yeah, no, I think we already discussed that. So that, I don't know if we discussed the time. I couldn't recall, but I think we put it from 12 to 4, right? That's the time I put in when I filled out the application. But anyway, it's 12 to 4 on the 23rd, not the 22nd.
Yeah.
And then VNE, yes, okay, awesome. And then VNE, should we cancel the fourth quarter to focus on larger things? I mean, we did 3 of the 4. Should we
Mhm.
cancel because it was supposed to be this month?
October,
Yes.
I would
I,
say we should cancel.
I'm gonna say let's cancel.
Yeah. I think we did really well with the first 3. I think we can probably cancel this. I agree. Just cancel and spend our time focusing on the last couple of things we have. Toya agrees too. Awesome.
Focus on everything else that we have.
Everything else, yeah, but we got 2 major things going on besides the VBNE. So, and that's the gala and the Christmas with S.O.A.R, which
Hmm.
that's just us giving back. But the gala is more of a ticketed event where we need to promote it really well.
Is there
Uh,
another Amazon pickup we'll have between now and then, or
yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah. So the DSU College Tour was a huge success. We had 10 scholars, and I think I'm going to end up keeping the number 2 or around that amount. Probably no more than 15 because I like the intimate settings. I like the intimate groups, right? And then
Mhm.
I like the fact that I can drive and or one of us can drive, right? We could, get one of the vans that we got, really nice, really nice van, 15 passenger. They upgraded us to a 15 passenger for the same price that we paid for 12 passenger. And it was a blessing. And we got to just have a nice time. Obviously, as we expand, that number is probably going to grow larger. And as people start to learn about what we're doing, because we had a lot of people after the fact ask,
Too late.
even on social media. Huh?
Too late.
Yeah, too late. But so, and then the other part of that was, do we want to have like a small admission fee or something like that where, $25, something, nothing crazy, but just something to, a deposit so that we lock them in. Because one of the things that I've noticed for this, and just even in having a conversation with Leon, my husband, who, it wasn't about this, it was about the course, but I was thinking of other ways that we could maximize on. Go get your water. Go get your water. Where's your water? Give me 1 second, guys. Maybe, he was talking about finding different streams of income when it comes to some of the programs that we offer. Now, I still am not on board with charging them for the series per se, but I would be, open to maybe having like a small fee for like a deposit or something like that, something small, nominal, if we decided to go that route for like the college tour or something like that. But I really would, because I was telling him, I said, one of the things that I noticed is that, I've looked at other organizations who offer college tours, and they charge like $100 and something, almost $200, and this, these are, I mean, you're talking like a chartered bus, you're talking, they're going to Atlanta, they're going to different places. Wait, puppy, wait. Okay, wait. And so, there's a lot more traveling involved, stuff like that or whatever. So they're charging these kids. But my biggest thing is, if the kids don't have it, if they can't afford it, are we turning them away? No. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, so if they don't have it, what? I'm still going to take them. I still want them to come.
I mean, I think the model you have now for, I guess, so overall, where we're fundraising, right? Like Toy just put, we can do sponsorships.
Yes.
I think we can see how it works with, I guess, just keeping that formula and like specifically fundraising for the college tours that we want to do. Like even like with AWA, like, okay, hey, you did it last year. Would you be interested in doing it again this year? Like hitting up the people that, are still able to, and even formatting that more, like saying for certain sponsors, do you want us to, try to do this annually, and just kind of frame that up more. I didn't know if maybe the fee would be more so for like if you wanted to like get snacks or something or lunch to cover it. Like, I think that makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, like again, because it was never my intent, and I think that's what kind of sets us apart too, is that really, literally, everything that we do is is being funded through other sources, and so that the kids are not having to pay for anything out of pocket directly, and that it's done intentionally that way, so that there is no, you know, there's no excuse why they can't participate other than just they don't have the time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if the kid really wants to be there, they're going to be there. If the parent really wants them there, they're going to be there. So anyway, I was just thinking, just thinking of that. But the college tour overall, we came out of pocket more this time because we didn't have the sponsorship that we had for the first one. So there were expenses that we covered through the organization, or that I myself covered. And so yes, we definitely need to kind of push more for the sponsorships. If we're going to go that route, then we need to make sure that we are a little bit more vigilant in pushing for that when the times come.
Let's repeat that formula. Like, take the email you sent to AWA for Capital One, and we could even just adjust that to be personalized, like instead of an institution to a person, and raise funds and see who wants to be repeat, and encourage them to share. Like, hey, like you could share this with others too, because usually, folks know folks in their circles, that are in similar, statuses, to say like, oh, like, yeah, let me share this with some other people, like, and have them joining on the sponsoring. And we could even do that on our
Yeah.
website, like break out our annual things and have it where it's like you could sponsor a college tour. You could.
We have that already. It's on the
Oh,
website.
oh,
Yeah, if you go to there's two sections. One is general donations, and the other one is specific to any one of our events. So we have one for the gala. We have one for, I don't know if we have it for the college tour. Ellen may have updated it. If not, we can definitely add that. But we have for the gala, the Rock the Block, the Keeping It Cool and Classy, and one more. There's like 4 things on there. We can
okay.
add the college tour though. And then we also have a sponsorship section where, it's a form that we created specifically for sponsors. If they wanted to do $5,000, what they would be entitled to, if you will, if they decided to do that. So the more money they sponsor, the more recognition they'd get, or the more access they'd have, like that type of thing. So we are doing that as well. It's just not highly advertised. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like that would be where we would come in and really push that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
have that be a once a month post or something,
Yeah.
once a week or something. Some kind of, this is just routine. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was great and the kids loved it. And that's that.
Well,
So
Leah has her hand up.
yes.
Yes, I was gonna ask about the monthly giving, if we decided to look into that through PayPal. There is a way for people to sign up for the reoccurring donations, and it pulls directly from their account. It seems pretty doable. I do it with SPA currently. So I don't know if that's something we might want to consider, and we can promote that to people, and that way it's reoccurring. We don't even have to think about it. I mean, it's in their court, obviously, right? They can stop the payments whenever they want, but otherwise they don't have to think about it, and it could be small, $10, $20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Toya, I think you had mentioned that before, and I had mentioned to Donna and Ellen to push that out as part of the fundraising effort. So I think Donna has been doing that as well. Again, it really is, we can push it out, but we also, I think individually we all have to kind of do our part of pushing it out too. You know what I'm saying? Because we only have so many in our circle, but then the circle grows wider and wider.
I think
Huh?
Toy's talking about the ability, like setting it up technically on the site. I could look into that.
Oh yeah, that was you supposed to do that, JR. I don't know. But as far as asking people to do it, like that's a 2-part fold, right? So we got to set it up or see if we can set it up, which I don't think that would be something. I think you could probably do that now, even on Stripe. Like we could change the parameters and change it from one payment to monthly, or
Option.
yeah, you give them an option. I think that is, and most sites do that. But then it's also a matter of getting the word out to the people and asking them. So we'll have to like maybe start putting out email, like you said, yeah, putting the emails and stuff out. So, but yeah, well, I think for next year we definitely have to strategize more, and just kind of, figure out when or how we want to maximize on promoting things like that, especially as we're getting closer to our larger fundraising effort. So, for the internships, like that's going to be our big one for next year, and we're talking about doing 2. Dre, I don't know if you're on the line, if you could give us a little bit more on the Costa Rica one, but I was with the kids yesterday. I was with 6 of the 9 of our D9 crew, which we call them Divine Nines, S.O.A.R scholars. And they're all like super amped about this Costa Rica trip, just because it was put out there in the atmosphere. So that's something too, to think about, because we're going to be, but we also want to maintain our relationship with the Jamaica, with our Jamaica connection.
I was gonna say, you want to repeat Jamaica and add Costa Rica?
Yes.
Okay.
And repeat would be for probably the newer scholars. The Costa Rica would be for the scholars who just participated and would like to do so again.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Jumped in the water.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrese told me, on Sunday that he really appreciated the Delaware State tour because it was actually on his list of schools
Hmm.
that he was considering. So he definitely appreciated being there in person. What did you guys get any student feedback in person?
Yeah,
Can we
verbal. No, I didn't put any. I'll do it the next time. But no, I didn't put any. We got the feedback from the students themselves, but it was such a small number. And they loved it. Really,
get?
I think well the kids who came because we had I think from last time we had half of them who were there at the Lincoln trip, and then maybe about four of them who were new. But most of them, I think the consensus was they liked Lincoln better.
Mm,
They liked Delaware State. I think it also, really depends on the tour guide and all that stuff too. And Tiana could attest to that. Like our tour guides, our tour guide for Lincoln was phenomenal. Like he was dope. The
mm,
tour guides, it was two females. They were young, they were sophomores, and so it was a little different when you're still kind of trying to get to know for yourself what's going on and around, in and around campus. So it was a little different. It was, more of a, I don't want to say disconnect, but more of, where it just wasn't as
engaging.
engaged. We stood for, to the point where it was certain times I just had to ask, like, okay, are we moving? Like, are we gonna not? I don't want to stand. I just don't want to sit in it. Like, they took us to a classroom and we sat there, and they were talking to us for a little bit, but then they started veering on the path, talking about different businesses that kids on the campus own, which I think is cool. But like, why are we sitting in the classroom? We could be walking around the campus and talking about that as we walk. So I felt like that, I don't know if they were trying to kill time. I don't know. But I had to kind of like keep on like, okay, can we move? Can we? I don't like to stand in one spot. Like, I don't, we've seen enough here. Can we go somewhere else? So stuff like that. So I think that was also the experience.
Okay.
Um,
Jane, folks?
yeah.
Um, Gala plans.
No,
Oh,
fall 23,
oh, sorry.
VB&E. Yes, that's you and Toy, right?
Yeah, I mean the first two classes were really good. We definitely have I think it was like 13, 14 that was on for the second class. So it's a good volume of students. We had about, see, Toy actually just sent out the email the other day. So there are some students that signed up, but no showed for two classes. But besides that, the students that are coming in, majority of them engage at some point. You have a few in this one that, is team mute. But I think all of them pretty much have their cameras on at least. So you have some front runners already that are like highly engaged. There's like a top three, I would say, so far, that are, out the gates, highly engaged, really into the topics and the content, always participating, asking questions and things of that nature. Others where I kind of had to pull into the fold a bit more. Toya did mention that there is someone, she believes, that doesn't speak English as their first language. I don't know, Rosie, if you recall who that is, like if they're in the current roster. But yeah, so
It
far.
might be Hector. Um, it might be Hector, and then I noticed that Andrea has a very strong accent. I noticed someone does turn on the captions
Mm,
during the class, so there might be. I think there are some language barriers. I wouldn't say, I couldn't measure their level of understanding, but I think there might be some slight language barriers.
okay, so yeah, I mean, even given that individuals like Andrea, she's really, she participates. Like she's even up there with the participation herself. So yeah, good group. Excited to see how things progress. We did speak about I did speak about the end of class project. Toya did draft a more detailed document that I guess we should be ready to have it, but could start sharing this out now, to where it just clarifies a bit more like, hey, here are the two choices, and then based on your choice, this is what your pitch is going to be, and it outlines what the pitch is. So this year, just want to really try to clarify that for them so they're all aware that it's an elevator pitch, that is supposed to summarize, that there shouldn't be just reading back their business plan for us. So this is one thing that we'll be pushing out and letting them know, like, hey, this is what it is. We did talk about it from a high level, but we just wanted to get together something a bit more tangible that they could read on their own time and use to prep for the end of course. Any questions, thoughts?
Thanks, Hun. I also would like to add, we also started implementing the instructor feedback survey. So at the end of every class, each instructor will fill out, a Google form that has open-ended questions just about those students who stood out to them during the course, whether by engagement or their contributions, they're being representative of like S.O.A.R's goals and missions. That's what I was kind of highlighting last week, saying that definitely Savan and I want to say, I think I said Brianna, but also like, yeah, Andrea's participating really well. So they're a very engaged group. So, grateful for that. But yeah, just, having the survey so we can start to capture after each class, what the instructor's thoughts are. I worked with Rosie on the standards. What was it? Standards operating procedure. I was about to say SOP, but I was trying to remember what it stood for. So we added that to the class, to the Google Classroom for the students for reference. So yeah, it's going really well. It's a great group. They're taking in a lot of information. And just to reiterate what JR said, I definitely wanted to think about the guide this time around because, as we learn and grow from different series and always looking to make improvements, like JR said, just making sure they understand the difference between what they're handing in and what they're, actually presenting in the class for the end of course. So it's going really well so far. We did make the edit, as eliminating the specific Wednesday office hour. So now we're doing a half an hour after class and the scholars stayed. So, hopefully that will continue to be the case. I don't know. I was even thinking about advanced since we edited the time to be 6:30 to 8:30. I was thinking as a way to not extend it to 9 o'clock, we might want to consider joining just a half an hour earlier to kind of talk about anything that needs to be discussed from the prior class. So, we could definitely have further conversation about that. But I was thinking about that for the advance. I'm like, I don't think we would want to go to 9, but we might want to say, hey, I'll be on at 6 o'clock, half an hour before class. Anybody want to come on, ask some questions or something like that. I was thinking that might be a way we can do that for the advance. So, open to hearing some feedback about that piece to work out for the advance because it's actually going to come quite quickly. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about that. And I'd love to hear, whatever other thoughts. I know that JR and Leon has some time with Savan. I was watching them really just like pour into her. She's so mature. And I remember this, I think this was the scholar that Rosie said she was really excited when she registered. So I believe Rosie was probably already aware of how mature and how much she would contribute to the series. Oh yes, Nina, but her too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think it was Nina.
So Okay. Yeah, Nina has been very, I know JR told me the second class, Nina was very, yeah, she was there, she was engaged, excited to be there. I don't know if I don't know if I saw her engage or ask questions as much as Savon did. I'm pretty blown away by Savon's maturity. Um, she's just very much, she's 15. So yeah, she kind of blew me away. So yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, I was gonna say Savan from just our interaction in person. I was just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a tough one because I don't know if it's gonna be a tough one because the way she presented herself in person. Just her and Nina was very excited. About it. A couple of others. So even with the young lady that you mentioned with the barrier, the language barrier. I don't know if it's the one who I met because there was two. There was one who wanted to join, but she didn't speak very good English at all. And then there was her friend, who I think the friend is actually a part of it. I think that might be Brianna. The friend is actually a part of it, and she uh said that she would offer she's the one who said she would offer to be a translator for us if we
Mm.
needed it. Yeah, but I don't know, I can't recall because I don't remember their names, like from I only remember a couple of them that stood out, but I
You
don't
don't
remember all their
remember.
names. Huh?
I was teasing. I said, you don't remember.
Right. Yeah, but impressive nonetheless. And most of these scholars this time around, they're from Linden High School. uh
Okay.
just so that you all know, so Linden is very, very interested in having us do more with their scholars. Um, and so this is kind of like a trial pilot type of thing, if you will, for us, to see how well, the kids engage or whatever. But their thought is, and even the principal's African American, he was just like, yeah, like, what's stopping us from bringing S.O.A.R to Linden High School? Like he literally was asking that, and I was like, "Well, I'm so glad you asked because nothing really. Like we have our vendorship, here in New Jersey, so it really would just be a matter of us, making that commitment." And so he was trying to, he was asking all the questions about how we could, potentially move forward with that, and he would be interested in it, if the scholars were. I guess it really just is a matter of whether or not their level of engagement. And I think so far we are on, that the right track with that.
Okay.
The disappointing part is that we didn't get a lot, if any, really, from Cardinal Hayes this year, and I was very surprised because normally they're very, um, just very proactive with getting our information out and sending it out. So I reached out to Mr. Frederick, who has been my contact person since the beginning.
Mm.
And this series rather, he has not reached out to me one time. He has not responded to any of my emails or my calls. I've left messages. So I ended up calling their direct line and speaking to another counselor who sounded just as unenthused. And she was just like, yeah, we've been sending it out through Schoology. But and this is how she's talking, like, we'll just, yeah, we'll make sure we get it out. I mean, it's a lot going on with the kids right now. We're prepping them for this test and that test and whatever else test she was talking about. She was like, so we just, we got a lot going on, but we've been sending it out, and we're very familiar with who you guys are, and so we'll make sure to, see if we can do it again. I've not heard a peep since, and we haven't.
Is he still there?
He's there apparently. I
Oh,
mean, I, yeah. So I don't know what the issue is. As far as I know, he's still there. Like the voicemail's still going. It's still his name and voice on it. So I don't know. Uh, I don't know.
sometimes it happens. They really might have some stuff going on and just not our term.
Yeah, but it's so funny because this, where we lacked in numbers with Cardinal Hayes, who generally comes through, we picked up with Linden High School. So God knows what he's doing.
Did you talk to any of the Cardinal Hayes students or parents? Just
I didn't because I don't have like a directory for the parents, or what I'm saying, like a contact list for them. I don't, I'd have to see if I could get that, but it's probably I
no,
would
no,
have
no.
to
I
like.
mean with our graduates.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've been reaching out and asking them, and even the scholars. That's what I'm saying. Like Roberto had referred somebody, and he was like, "Yeah, Miss Rosie, he's gonna be signing up tonight." I told him you need to hurry up and do it because you guys are, almost at capacity or whatever. And I was like, "All right, that's what I sent you guys." I was like, if you beg about tonight, are you okay with letting them in?
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
never registered. And then, Roberto was like, "Dang, like he said he was gonna do it. I don't know what happened." So again, I don't know. I don't know. You know.
It's tricky if for especially high schools, the you really need an inside administrator to kind of keep
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
so
Yeah, and that's who we've had. So that's what I'm saying. That's what made the difference even with Lyndon,
yeah,
because Laura, Miss G, she was Malachi's counselor,
right.
and that's how I got in contact with her. And so now she's been kind of like our point of contact for Linda's school. Um,
Okay.
so yeah. And I
Who's
think we didn't get we didn't get anybody else registered because we told them they would have to register because we were already close to capacity. So now we have seats open, but we don't have the time to let them in, you know what I'm saying? Let anybody else enroll. So that's the other part of that. I think we would have more sign up, you know, but it's all good.
okay. Um,
We know not to, I like the approve and deny. Now that we have that also, I was thinking about, certain students who've signed up. This is their second time. So we'll
Girl.
definitely
Yeah.
consider that for next round, to be more aware and and I think we did the right thing letting them come back, but now that they've done it twice, it's like, oh, okay, well.
and we gotta just guess on our side, Rosie, speak to parents. Like, if your child is literally said they don't want to do it, you know,
Right, because the mom is the one who registered and then was on for the class. I'm like, hey, why don't you just sign up for yourself? Like, I don't know.
you
But
know,
and what
Yeah,
I'm
JR
sorry,
was
what?
like,
Mhm.
I was saying JR was he was like, well, babe, did he fill out the application or did mom fill out the application? I'm like, well, one would think mom.
She said it. She said, he doesn't do anything. I filled out the application for him to try it again. And he has not. And then y'all saw the emails back and forth, right? I'm not bugging. Like this dude, I was like, okay, this kid really thinks we're stupid. Like he literally, swore he was online and wasn't online the entire time. His mama was.
right? He's not interested, unfortunately. Um, did you want to close out with these collaborations for Texas and Florida?
Nah, because it's still pending. We don't have any updates. Yeah, that's the S.O.A.R with Texas or Let's S.O.A.R Texas. That's something Dre and I have to kind of circle back around and figure out what's what. This collaboration with S.O.A.R Florida. That's kind of like my end this weekend is trying to get that situated. So, but I did want to end off with the gala because that is coming up, quickly approaching us. We have less than 2 months for our gala, and so planning, preparing for it. I think maybe having committees again would help. You know, I I think I know it would definitely help. So if we could try to maybe figure out, um, I don't know how we did it last time, but maybe just um, most of it's already done administratively. The flyers are done, the Evite or the information and the Eventbrite is already set up to go. Awesome. Thank you, Toya. But if we could kind of try to figure out who can do what in terms of just delegating so that I'm not doing it all myself. I will tell you that now that I am doing S.O.A.R full time, I am running a full organization. So it's a little different from having just one position and sticking with that one position at Rutgers or wherever else. I'm running an entire organization. So it is very, very different. It's not like I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So the help is absolutely necessary now. Uh, you know, just so that I can focus on other things. Donna and Ellen have been, you know, doing very well, phenomenally with the you know, the administrative work. We've been keeping in contact with what needs to be done and, you know, deadlines and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm asking if you guys can help out. This is our largest, you know, event of the year. So definitely want to end it with the bang. And then the Christmas with S.O.A.R, that's just, you know, that's a way for us to give back to the community. So it really is just about getting the word out. We're not asking, I mean, we can ask for donations for that, but that's really just us giving back, you know, doing like how we did last year. It wasn't a whole lot that required much from us or from anyone really, but coming and just being a part of it. So I just
Now,
wanted to end that off on
okay.
that. Mhm.
For the Christmas with S.O.A.R, is it we're setting up at 12 or do we need to set up?
No, we set up before 12 so that it starts at 12. So like how we did last year. It was on a Friday, so by the time you guys got there, everything was pretty much set up. But we had like 5 or 6 different 6 volunteers who came, who heard that we were doing it and actually came. They're not a part of S.O.A.R. I don't know who these people were, but they you know, were part of the community. And word got out that we were doing this event, and they came and helped us set up so that by the time we were ready to go, everything was already, all the stuff was already out and set up. We had brought everything over the night before, and then people just, you know, different ones had come and helped us. Yeah. So 10 is arrival time, and then 12 is go time. And then so I basically reserved the hall for the entire day. I think I did like from 10 to 6 or something like that. So we had 2 hours before, 2 hours after. But nobody's gonna reserve it after that. So we're gonna have it for the whole day anyway.
Okay.
But the gala is my biggest thing. Like I think we need to start planning now. We need to start pushing out again everything as far as advertisement is concerned. Those are things that Donna and Ellen will manage, and will continue to manage. And I will help out with that. As far as the location itself, that's already been set. It's the same location. It'll be the same caterer. I'll get with Dre. Are you there? Because that's something that we'll have to get
Yeah,
with as far as the menu. You remember you and I spoke about that. We'll likely have to do the financials another time, or maybe at our next meeting. But the food, like, should we keep the food the same? And you guys can chime in too. Like, do we keep the food the same? Should we
No,
change it up?
I would suggest that we revisit the menu of the offerings again, and then the best option is.
You said revisit it?
Oh,
Yeah.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you were cutting off. I didn't hear that.
Okay, I said no. We need to revisit the menu again
Okay.
and check. They might have changed some things. They might have added some things, taken some things away. So I think we need to look at the menu again and probably change it up just a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anybody remember anything that they actually liked from last year that was memorable?
I didn't get to eat last year. Well, I did. It was a little bit though. So
See,
I
I'm
don't even
talking to
know.
people that took the time to eat as opposed to try to do everything. I'm just saying, we made you a plate.
You know what? First of all,
You chose everybody's everything. I'm just
nobody
saying.
asked you. Nobody asked you for the extra
Your
spices,
husband
okay?
made sure that you had food.
He did. I said I had food. I
So,
just didn't eat it.
uh-huh.
Well,
So
as
to
an
the other
eater,
people that did get the dime,
as an eater, I remember the food being decent, like nothing that I frowned upon. Like I think I had like spaghetti and meatballs or something like that, and a little dessert.
That was on the menu?
I think so. Wasn't
Spaghetti
it?
and meatballs. I don't remember that, JR. He's talking about another
we'll just
gala.
have to go back and look at the menu because
Yeah.
I remember the dessert presentation was amazing. That's it. All the varieties of desserts, but
Yeah.
I agree. I remember the desserts more than I remember the food, and not because I consumed it, because I'm not a big dessert eater per se, but even the presentation, I remember being like, wow, this looks so nice.
Yeah.
yeah, they really made that one pop. Now the rest of it, from a chef perspective, I don't remember any of the food, so we can do all new food. I usually remember food, and if it's not like great, I can't give you an opinion. So I say we revisit the menu and then maybe pick some new items.
Yes, so what I'll do is I'm gonna send out the menu, because remember, we can only use that vendor for that particular location. And it's on site. So remember, our venue is on a Saturday this time, or excuse me, our event is on a Saturday this time from 5 to 9. We do have the hall for the entire day, so we can come in earlier to set up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think we had we had like ziti, we did have meatballs. I don't know if it was spaghetti and meatballs, but we had like meatballs. They were
You
sauteed
get
meatballs or
ziti and
something like that.
meatballs. I thought it
Yeah, it was
that
no,
tasted.
it was like the meatballs was a separate thing though.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you had the ziti, we had Drake. Because remember, we went through it and we were like picking. You was like, okay, we should do this, we should do this. But it was from a menu that was already like they had their different
Yeah,
menus.
okay, yeah, this is
So
just
you get to
everything, right? This is 36
yeah,
days.
so you go based off of their menus. So you got to go down like to where the dinner is. So while he's doing that, so some of the things to know is the cake we cannot bring in from outside. They allowed us to do it the last time because we had already ordered it, and I was like, I'm not bringing this cake back. So we're going to figure out something. So they allowed us to bring the cake in, but technically, according to their rules, everything has to be done through them. So that's why we couldn't do the cocktail hour unless we do it through them, which is an
Okay.
option, but we can do the cocktail hour. It just has to be through them. Um, the cake has everything, food, everything, all the food has to come through them. Um, what was the other thing?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, so everything that we had last year, we are basically emulating. It's going to be the same thing. So in terms of the setup, so we're going to have the half stage. We're going to have the podium. I told him, I said, whatever was on our list last year, add it right back to the invoice this year. The only difference is that I told them that we had just submitted for this grant. So, right now they have it where you have to put down a deposit. Last year it wasn't like that. We didn't have to put down a deposit, but they are waiting. They're going to hold off because we were, we obviously, I was a former employee, so I've worked with them in the past. Toya, I mentioned Toya being an employee, and I also mentioned, obviously with us being nonprofit and being there prior, helped us as well. And so we don't have to pay the deposit now, but we will at some point. And then by November, we have to pay the full amount. So hopefully we get, we get we get approved for the grant soon so we can start covering some of these expenses.
What what's the full amount again? Or what was it?
Well, so really the major cost would be the venue itself, which it comes out, I think it came out to like 12 something with everything, all the stuff included. And for the whole day, tables, chairs, all of that. I think it came out to like 12 something plus security. Security alone was like $400. So it would have been less than 1,000 had it not been for the security. But they have to do that because we have VIP people there. So we got the mayor there. We have the council people there. So they have to add additional security for that. Or just security for that. Even though, I don't know. I have my own thoughts about that. But anyway, so that's that. The other thing is what's changing this year, which I thought I sent the daggone text out to Toy and JR last night just to kind of get their feedback before the meeting, but I didn't. I never sent it. My thought is I did send this message, and I'll send it out to you because I did send it out to Donna and Ellen. So we're doing certificates for all of the scholars, like actual physical certificates for those who participated throughout these cohorts, like the spring, summer, and the fall of 2023. Right. We're also going to be giving certificates of achievement to the scholars who went on the internship. We're also going to be, so we identified we got the top scholars. So in addition to just the regular scholars getting their regular certificates, we also have the top scholars who get an additional certificate. We also have the board of directors, or what is it called? The board certificate. The executive board award, EBA. So we have the executive board award certificates. We also have, I've already asked Ellen and Donna to start putting all these together. But just so that somebody can help to manage that part of it, if we can, and then we also have our we're looking to do honoraries this year, like honorary people. So let's just say for Christine, I'd like to, give her a certificate, an honorarium certificate or whatever for her contribution to this internship, for us being able to go on this internship, right? So we want to honor different ones. And my suggestion would be Christine, Awa, and then some of the individuals who donated, who made like larger contributions to the organization. Like we had Fidelity was one of them, so again, contingent upon them being able to make it, we want to be able to add them to our honorary list of individuals who we're also going to be recognizing that evening. So that's something that we're doing differently this year, and that I've been kind of, I've seen how others do it in their galas, and they have like, those individuals who are going to be honored, in addition to our scholars. And then we also have our guest speakers. So I know JR has secured 2, and then I've secured Pastor Gloria as 1, and then we could either just leave it at the 3, or I was going to consider asking the mayor to come and speak again.
There are 2? Who's the
Yeah,
second?
Awa and the executive person from Verizon.
Oh, Awa wasn't coming to speak.
Oh, okay. I mean, but we would still we're still gonna honor
Okay.
him. Like he's gonna get a certificate of appreciation or whatever. But yeah, I thought he was gonna be one of the speakers. I mean, that's cool though. So if you just have the young lady coming from Verizon, the executive coming from Verizon, then we'll have Gloria Ingram come and speak, just like motivational speaking, and and then have either the mayor. I was trying to change it up this year because Denise spoke last year, but she's willing to speak again if we need to. It's a different, somewhat of a different audience. So I have her on standby to speak, or if we want to do the mayor, we can have the mayor speak as well. I just need to confirm with him.
Address. So I was pitching Stacy as the keynote speaker. How do you want her to? Like, are you saying you want the mayor to be the keynote or Denise?
I was just thinking like having all 3 of them speak. Or I don't know about Denise, but it would either be the mayor or Denise. And then it would be Aunt Gloria, Pastor Gloria Ingram. And then we could, like, I don't know if I would have her be the keynote speaker over the mayor. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay. So I guess we would have to agree on that. Or we could just have all 3 of them be, speakers. I don't know if we would call, the time limit? Yeah, so I would say like no more than 5 minutes, 2 to 5, no more than that.
I think if you wanted like the council folks, the mayor, to give remarks, like still address everybody. But
yeah, we can have them have remarks if anything, and we could do it that way. But I definitely I had mentioned Pastor Gloria while months ago, asking her if she wouldn't mind, and we were talking about it on Sunday. So I was like, nothing's changed, in terms of her coming and speaking. I guess it would just be a matter of how we wanted to set it up or orchestrate it. And then Dre, that was actually, I considered that as well. But he hasn't been to the last 2, so I don't know if I would want to make him a keynote speaker, outside of just maybe having some remarks as well, and recognizing him. He is on the list though, under EBC, to receive her certificate.
Now we get him to come, then we'll start there, huh?
Yeah, we didn't invite him.
The first year keynote speaker, he was sick. I think he was sick again this year. Actually.
Yeah, even for the Rocker Block.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but we are going to recognize him and honor him that night. So we'll have honorees on there again: Christine, him, Awa. We might do the the other individuals. I did have them do the certificates just in case, and then we'll have all of our scholars too. So we wanted to have like at least you know, 3, of which we have plenty of honorees to go around. It's just, you know, just making sure we narrow it down to those individuals who we deem are worthy.
Worthy. All right.
Any thoughts about that with the gala? Because we don't have too many meetings between now and then. The gala is on the 9th of December, right? So I think we're probably meeting what, 2, maybe 3 times before then.
Mhm.
Yeah, what's say on the schedule, JR? If you could, can you scroll up real quick just to see
Which schedule? Where?
the schedule for the host?
Oh, the host.
Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 meetings before the gala.
For the honorees, we're giving them awards.
No, just certificates.
Hmm.
I mean, unless you think we should give awards, that's just extra money. Certificates I can handle. The awards cost a little bit more. Plaques and stuff like that. I mean, I thought of that, but I was like, well, it really depends on our funding.
Right. Okay.
So that's then good question, because that brings me to thank you. The ticket sales. Like, I really feel like we're gonna have a lot of people come this year, but it also really depends on the ticket sales. Contingent upon the ticket sales. Remember, all the scholars are free,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody else got to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can give them source swag. But JR, what are you guys thinking, just in general, all y'all, about the awards? Because I did consider it. It's just, again,
I was thinking it
budget.
would be nice for the honorees specifically, but
Yeah.
I get it. It is a budget thing too.
Yeah, because remember, the plaques I got done for free on base, which I can do again, but the plaques themselves aren't free. The engraving and stuff was for me, which that's kind of half the battle right there. So
Mm-hmm.
I paid. We had, how many plaques did we give away last year? Maybe 5, I think. We gave five plaques away, and we paid like $114 for the plaque. So it's not horrible, but that was just for the scholars. Now we're talking 4 more for the honorees. So I mean, we could. It just really depends on the budget. That's all.
I see some little ones on Vistaprint for $50.
50? Nah, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's a lot.
Oh, I thought you said there was 100 each.
No, I said 114 altogether.
Oh, never mind.
Right. Yeah. No.
Okay.
So. Mhm. So if between now and the 23rd, where Chastity is hosting, if we can, I'll send out a list of things that, we can, like last year, if we can manage certain, like I said, with the honorees, making sure that they're going to, they're confirming their attendance, making sure that, we have again, the certificates are already underway. But anything else that you guys can think of, like, I'll put a list together of things that we'll need support with, so that nothing is missed. Like Toya said, she'll take care of the favors, which is awesome. I already have the young lady from last year helping us out, along with Janice.
Hey, stop
They're going to be
signing up for
helping us.
favors.
Huh?
Tell Toy stop signing up for favors.
She gets reimbursed. She doesn't pay for it out of pocket. I mean, initially.
No,
Anyway.
he's saying
Not the
because
labor.
I work on them, and I usually
Oh,
make tiny little 100 things, and I'm usually like, well, babe, if you'd help me, I'd be done already.
sounds like me with Leon. Well, like I said, we have these volunteers. Let's start using them. That's what I mean. Like, we don't have to do it alone, guys. We have volunteers. If there's certain things that we can do, that we can get some of our local volunteers to help us with, i.e. Janaya, Tyrese, Naomi, Vonnie, like, let's do that. Let's tap in and ask, let's get a day where it's like, okay, guys, we're going to pick a day, come get your stuff. Then,
I think
now let me see.
the swag idea is good too. like in lieu of a plaque, like if they just get like something like a jacket or something like that.
A jacket. Might as well give them a plaque. Okay, are you going? You just keep going higher and higher.
Well, what I was thinking was if they have the jacket, it's something that they're wearing, so it's also a promotional thing too.
First of all, we don't even have jackets.
We do on the website.
Right. No, we
No,
do on the website though. We
No,
just
I'm
gotta buy one.
A physical jacket. Like, how you gonna give somebody else a jacket? I want a SOAR jacket.
Well,
Right. Well, you
you
gotta
can
buy
get
it on
one.
the website. Listen, them kids, Kavion came decked out in his SOAR. Everything he had on was SOAR at the rock the block. He had his pants, his sweatshirt, his t-shirt. I was like, you better go ahead.
Oh,
So yeah. But all right, so I'll send out a list. Well, it's kind of past the time now.
all right.
I'll send out a list and see, if you guys can just sign up for something, it'll help.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. We at the end, we motion to end.
Yes, but I think we wait till next time for the budget. But again, you guys have access to the budget stuff. To include the budget we just Ellen created. I modified some, we modified the numbers a little bit to make them more realistic based on, what we have, our receipts, and even the stuff, this in the statements, the receipts that come in. I ordered some pamphlets. So you'll see that come out. But again, that's where these ticket sales, like stuff like this, in addition to the grant, we need to also start selling these tickets, so we can start building up. Also, yeah, that's it. And then just the dues, like just making sure, whoever committed, if we can just be consistent with that. Yeah, and just check the statements if you have any questions or if you want to see where you are. Again, the statements are in the folder, so you guys can always look at that. Leon, I think you saved all the statements in the folders, right? Did you save all the statements in the folders to date? He's about to unmute.
Say it again, babe. I'm sorry.
Did you save all of them? I mean, the statements.
Yes. The ones I gave last year? I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. I have to upload September. I thought it was for me. I apologize. So I just have to upload September. October's didn't generate yet, but September's statement just generated. So, but the other statements are on the iDrive, so you do have access to see that.
Okay.
It's the Google Drive, guys, not iDrive.
I'm sorry, Google Drive. Saying Google Drive. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's Chase. That's Chase's drive. I apologize. Yes.
Okay. And Rosie, the store is still live for Snap Raise, right?
Yeah. It's on our. So if you go to the website and go to, I think it's Our Works. It's not its own separate section because it started getting too busy on the website. So it's under, not Our Works. It's under I think I don't remember. It's one of the tabs. Yeah, but you'll see the store is there. It's under, yeah, About Us. And then if you scroll down, you'll see Shop Store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then you can see it's all there. So under About Us. If you think it should go somewhere else, for higher visibility, let me know. But that's it.
Okay.
So we can push this too, start getting people. Because remember, with this one, people get like, I love wearing my Nike shirt because people be like, "Oh, snap, y'all got Nike?" Like,
right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's a good thing too, like a selling point, is the fact that a lot of these shirts are branded or a lot of our paraphernalia is branded, our swag, if you will. They're branded. So, you know, if it's Champion or Nike or, you know, Dry, whatever, I forget the other
Adidas.
name of it, but yeah, Adidas. Yeah, Adidas is one. Most of our scholars, their bags are either Adidas, Nike, Toya. I don't know if your bag is or not, but yeah.
No, not
So,
hers.
okay. So, anyway, that's it.
Okay.
I know T's sweatshirt is Champion, the one she wore to the expo.
Oh, is that Champion? Yeah, that was nice too. I have a sweatshirt. I can't find it though. I lost. I don't know what I do with that damn thing. But yeah, I think mine might be Champion too. But then I also have like I said, the Nike one, and I have another one. It's Dry Fit, I think it's called, but I forget the name of it. But it is a name brand. So we can, Chash, you can order your jacket off of our store, our website. Rep it, boo.
Jassy, like, I ain't want to order.
I said,
Yeah, I
if we,
wasn't supposed to order mine either, but that's another story.
then let's hand it out. No, I'm playing.
Huh?
I said I want to order mine, but that's another story. I actually had the
Oh,
ability
brother.
to get my own.
Listen, Leon was one of the top fundraising.
All I got was a
fundraisers.
flask. That's what I got.
And that's his fault because he didn't listen to instructions. And he keeps trying to blame everybody else for why
I
he
was
didn't get one
not
stuff.
told, and I live with the woman. And she
Yes, he
didn't tell
did.
me.
He was told. He was told.
I
Everybody was
live with
told.
the woman. I live with the woman, and she didn't tell me while she was ordering her stuff. She didn't say, "Hey, babe, are you ordering your stuff?"
No, I'm
She
not
wait till
supposed
the
to have to do all of
supplies.
that.
She
Too
wait till
much.
the supplies come.
That's
And I'm looking
messed
at all
up.
these Nike and Adidas and all this stuff, and I'm like, "Babe, you got your cup." I'm like, "What about my sweater and my hat and my hoodie? You didn't order it?"
Yo, you see the Adidas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toya
The
laughing.
Nikes and Chassis, you got your jacket. What'd you say, Tor? Oh, yes. So what I was also thinking was getting official name tags or official like S.O.A.R. I'm gonna get some, and I don't want to say too much, but anyway, I'm working on something that's really really nice for each of y'all. But I was also thinking to get it like everybody have a T-shirt made with your name or like not a superlative, but like so you know how I have CEO, founder, CEO, like you can have, you know, Chef Dre, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, and with the QR code, or you know, something like a tag name that you put on the back of your shirt, kind of like a sports shirt, like or like a team shirt. So mine would be, you know, a girl boss. That's what I have on my shirt. So you guys can put something that represents you for S.O.A.R. You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking about something like that. Now y'all would do that on your own, but I'm just saying like that would be a good idea. And then I'm working on some nice like name official like almost like employee type tags for us. And when we go out, we have that. Look at that Puma. Look at that. Yes, that's dope.
Okay.
So,
All right, y'all. Motion to conclude tonight's.
oh, thank you. Wait, real quick. The video. I don't know if you guys got my message, but we are doing a documentary, as well as a tribute video for the gala. So if you have not done so already, I sent out the email. I emailed and I messaged, I think, the questions to you guys for you guys to answer. Like, if you could record yourself answering the questions, that would be so great. We need it before the 15th because, you know, JR, you know, like when it comes to editing and doing all this stuff, it's a lot of work. Donna's been working on, we've been, you know, discussing this for quite some time, and Donna and Ellen have been working on the end of year documentary, which is going to include a lot of stuff. So, you know, if you guys can get your videos to us by the 15th or before, but no later than the 15th, that would be great.
Okay.
Yes. And it doesn't have to, you know, you just answer the questions and then just speak, you know, speak from the heart. Like this is our end of year. So, you know, whatever you want to pour out into our scholars, whatever you want to pour out and tell people about S.O.A.R. and whatever, you know, those are just questions like a baseline to kind of help drive the dialogue. But please help us get that together.
Okay. What was that?
And I think that's all I have. Leon keeps reminding me of stuff that I said I would bring up. So yes, that's it.
Okie dokie. Do that documentary, y'all. Answer these 5 questions.
Please.
Email your responses to info@SOARnj.org or via the WhatsApp. We could also just drop it on the drive. But... All right. Sounds good. Motion to end the meeting.
And wait, one more thing. No, I'm kidding. I motion. This is Rosie and I motion.
I second.
All right.
All right.
Okay.